Okay, hello. Today I am here with Filip Fyhr, which is or also does editing work for me. And today we're going to talk about choosing your passion versus getting into the rat race. And I'm going to pick Filip's brain about all his experiences and kind of things he has learned on his journey because he has actually made this choice and has a lot of experience there. So I'm really excited to get into this because I think a lot of people would be interested in your journey. And I often hear how people are stuck in careers they really do not want. And I think hearing anybody's journey of fulfillment is inspiring. At least it is for me. And I know a lot of people out there feel the same. So I thought, like, why don't you begin by telling us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and you can even tell people how we met, and you can uh, give us just a little background and then go into your journey a bit deeper. And thank you so much for being here.
First off, thank you for having me here and making this interview. I really appreciate it to actually get to talk to our audience for my first time. About me and Adelina, we met in high school, so that's how it started. I was in the class, was it 1 year above? Maybe?
Yeah, 1 year above. We're actually the same age. I was just 1 year backwards because I moved to Sweden.
And it was like a media school, so I was interested in media back then.
So did your interest start there already, or was it more further back in time?
When I stepped in the door, I just felt the vibe was really nice, and it was really no reason why I started at school, but I just took the one that felt like this will be 3 good years. So.
And I actually was like friends with one of your like closest friends, and that's how we met. We like lived close to one another, and you guys gave me a ride home sometimes, and that's how we like met. And then years later, I saw on Instagram that Filip has started a company, and I had started a YouTube channel, and his company was very fitting for, what I do. So I needed an editor, just wanted to film them. And, that's when I first discovered your work, and I was amazed. Back then, I didn't knew you actually had this interest. So I was shocked, like from nowhere, there was this high quality videos on Instagram, and I was really amazed. And the work you have produced for me is amazing. Anyone can actually just go and look at my introduction video on my channel that is made by Filip and produced as well. So when did your interest start in media? Was it that you discovered this interest in high school? Because it was a media school, as you say, even though I had a different direction. I had like society, you had more of media maybe. So like when did it start for you? Was it in high school?
It wasn't really in high school actually. I picked it up a few years after high school. In high school I was more like just having fun with friends, going to the lessons and not knowing so much about myself either.
For most people, high school is a little bit of an identity crisis. So I do understand why you're saying, like, I didn't know who I was, because I didn't know who I was. And that's what we really are curious about, because you went on to actually live a really fulfilling life. I know you do what you love, and we want to know how that jump was made. Was there a journey there? So you telling us about you not knowing your identity in high school, I think a lot of people can relate to that, because a lot of people are shoved into maybe becoming a doctor for their parents' sake or anything like that. So yeah, like tell us, was there any outside pressures? Somebody wanted you to be something else? Did you try a lot of jobs in between? All of that, your life story.
I picked up my interest later after a couple years working and just going through social media and picking up a hobby, and it takes time to find yourself, and at least for me it took a long while, and I guess it's a part of that time for a lot of people. Yeah.
Like in Sweden, I think there's an attitude to like have a lot of fun in high school. I know there are other cultures where there's maybe more pressure in high school,
Yeah.
but yeah, actually, I can relate to that. You don't have a lot of plans ahead, maybe as you do in university and stuff. So you didn't think a lot about what you wanted to do in high school. There was present in the moment, and you had fun, and that feels good to hear. Like it was a bit of a free time, a bit of a freer time. And after high school, what happened then? Like, what did you start? Did you start going to uni directly? Did you start working? Did you have a journey there?
To make it a little bit shorter, because I had 6 different jobs in the past 8 years. So before being able to work as a videographer and a photographer in my own media business, this past 8 years I haven't always been so interested in this media journey, but I have picked up more and more, and to start talk about it, I didn't earn much money back then. In the start, of course, after high school, I just picked up a job at a restaurant and didn't really know what to do with my life.
Sorry to interrupt you. It's quite a common occurrence in Sweden, people taking a sabbatical, as we call it here, after high school to kind of just get any job really and figure out what you want to do. I did that as well. So like, yeah, I figured you started at a restaurant. Was there at which job of number of job do you think you started thinking more about what you maybe wanted to do? Or was there a point that gave you an epiphany? You've told me before that you were interested in listening to podcasts, I think, and maybe like psychology. Was that it?
Yes, about that. During these 8 years, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, as you said, and also studied psychology and sociology to learn about life a little bit more. So it's a lot of figure out what I wanted to do, and not always working for someone else. I watched a lot of YouTube and picked up a camera, and I remember I wasn't so much interested in video or photography at first. It came more and more after I wanted to make a change and not working for someone else. So I just wanted to find a long-term solution, because I was first motivated just to earn money and really no goal with that money. So buying a camera instead of just having no goal, I just wanted to pick up a hobby and not just making money without the purpose.
Understand. What made you pick up a camera and not a guitar?
Yeah, that's a great question. It could have been a guitar, but this time I think it has some rationality into it, because I wanted a sustainable hobby that I could switch to a full-time job after a while. So there are a lot of musicians, of course, that it goes very well for, and it's sustainable. Because I was into playing video games, I already had a good computer to make edits on. I had that opportunity to pick up a camera and be able to edit the camera files.
You think it was mostly circumstances? Do you think high school and it being kind of a media school had anything to do with it? Did you ever do like any video editing or photography in high school?
I had a lot of inspiration from high school, from a photographer, and taking up this hobby later was maybe because of that artist, but I'm not sure. It could have been just a circumstance that I watched a lot of YouTube and felt like it was fun to watch that, and I am not the greatest in front of a camera. I just picked up a camera and played around filming my dog or just having fun at the beginning, but then taking it more serious. Wanted to make a commercial, so that's when I started to network at one of my jobs and take my first non-profit.
We'll need to stop you right there because I think it's so interesting that you actually took action on that, because a lot of people do not. Like, a lot of people dream of things and they do think things like that, like, I do not want to work for somebody else, or at least I want a hobby that is a little bit more flexible, that is a side thing. But you actually took that action. And I got stuck on something that you said, that you used to watch a lot of YouTube. You had role models. Did you have any other influence? Like, how did you get to the mindset where you actually were able to take action? Do you think it's something very natural with you as a person, or do you think that you actually cultivated that mindset? And what would your tips be for other people to be able to cultivate that mindset?
About having this mindset of taking action. During my working, I started listening on the podcasts about learning about life more. So I was able to listen at the podcast during my job because I had no really, I could listen in one ear and make the job I was supposed to do anyways. I always had this mindset of I will someday make my own path and not work for someone else, because I had about 3 jobs later I recognized that when I change a job I just lose these opportunities, and all this knowledge I have learned just goes away, because you can't use some of your knowledge if you change branch in your work life. I wanted a sustainable job that I can work with all my life. So having this safe long-term risky way instead of taking a safe short-term job just to earn money and not learning about important things, according to me, because I think the thing in life that is important is to balance your private life and your professional life. And I was not feeling happy in life just working for someone else, because I can't just stay at a certain level. I couldn't stay at a job because it was a limitation, and I wanted to grow as a person and professionally as well.
I understand that. I really loved hearing all of that. Like, me personally, I got a little bit of a shiver down my arm when you said, like you knew one day you would make your own path. I love that, because I think there's something about that, like something about your determination. Like, I think that's a part of the equation. For you, in your story, I draw out like 3 major lessons: to have determination, an inner knowing, kind of an inner belief in yourself, like, I know one day I can make my own path. And then also taking actionable steps. Like, you did listen to podcasts, you did take in media from role models, you watched YouTube, you listened to podcasts, you kind of fed yourself a certain mindset, you can say, and then you started to network. And I thought that was also so mind-blowing, because most people maybe would feel a lot of shame showing others, okay, I have this interest, I have this kind of crazy plan. Can you talk a little bit more about how that felt, like telling other people about these plans that you had? Because I think a lot of us think that is scary. But I like held my channel a secret for like a year. For the people closest to me, my closest family did not know. So I'm really curious about like how you started sharing this with other people.
Yeah, about that, I had friends that wanted to be recorded also and like make fun videos. So it was support from both friends and about family. I think I made more decisions myself, because they have always been supportive. Like, I can take whatever direction in life I want. So they was just satisfied that I had a job. So I think it's more about what I self wanted to accomplish more than a force from my family.
Yeah, that's really nice to hear. I don't think a lot of people actually have that support. And because that's usually the problem, I think, for a lot of people, that people are negative and say, no, you can never become that. You can never make money as that. You can never support yourself becoming an editor or videographer or photographer. Did you have so far your journey has been really inspiring. Do you have any problem to share with us and how you overcame that, how you moved past the problem?
I had the free hands to do what I wanted. So my parents didn't really think I was going to do this videographer career at all, and they don't know much about business either. They had regular jobs and didn't know much about business. So just about 1 or 2 years into just checking out on YouTube, I had more knowledge than them. So I think social media has a really good. I think social media has a really good library of learning anything. So in my journey, I was watching YouTube creators and learn from own experience. And all these YouTube creators gives free knowledge. And it's so valuable for us, the new generations, and more to come. I think technology and all this free knowledge on the internet really has good opportunity to make your own professional life. We all have access to this information and can take action. And of course there's a lot of there's both good knowledge and a lot of addictive social media. Finding more knowledge and trying to feed yourself with this good information will take you to the path you want, if you really want to, and if you seek for a fulfilling life. I think it's a perfect opportunity to take action in.
It's a perfect wrap up of the interview. You just kind of dropped it on us that there's no better time to take action than right now. Like, with all the information, with all the resources that we do have, that prior generations did not have. And I really thought this was inspiring, and I thought it was so nice that you shared some actionable steps that we all can take. Like, I mean, next week or tomorrow, I could start listening to a podcast a little more. I could network a little more, like I did with you. I reached out to you and I asked you for an interview. So I think that this was really inspiring, and I'm so glad you decided to do this and to share with us. Right now, I would like you to tell us, like, where we can find you. Like, where can we contact you to work with you? Where can we see your work? And is there, what kind of packages do you have right now?
I just wanted to mention one more thing before I say my contacts, and I just wanted to give this tip that first you want to choose your niche that is close to your heart, and with a rational mindset, that it has a sustainable long-term. All niches don't always work, so finding something that you passionate about and close to your heart, but also having this mindset. You also need to have a rational mindset about if it will work long term. So ask yourself that, and I really like ChatGPT. A great tip, I think, would be like, so when you have found your niche, you could go to ChatGPT and ask the AI for helping you make these actions later. So you can ask the AI to give me the best advice for leading services. What are the most used professional tools that I need to get to the place I want to be? What knowledge do I need to acquire? And then insert your budget and start small or large, depending on your circumstances. Depending on if you need education or a collaboration partner, or start solo like me, get the tools you need and learn about how to use them. Start to learn about accounting and how to get paid create a package price and email your services to your target group. If you need extra help, you can reach out to a local business assistance. It's nice to have someone to share ideas and talk to if you need to network. And lastly, work-life balance is the most important thing. Things take time. The job is not everything. Those who feel happy in the long term usually have a good balance between private life and your professional life.
So much for that.
I just wanted to say that because I think it's important to this summary of how to take action and get this extra help from ChatGPT is I think it's a great tool. So if you want to reach out to me, I will answer quickly. And you can reach me on my Instagram.
Thank you so much for that, and thank you so much for showing up. Look forward to working with you again. Bye, Filip.
Thank you. Bye bye.